Dataworks is a company that operates in the global gaming market primarily, not exclusively, but primarily. Gaming globally is one of the largest and fastest growing markets there is, not just in iGaming, but also in land-based venues. What happens is jurisdictions typically allow operators to come into their market. Adoption rates go through the roof, especially in sports-mad countries like Australia and Brazil and the UK. And then what happens after about 18 months or 2 years is that some of the social harms begin to emerge. Gaming is a fantastic thing to do. It's fun. But there is a side to it that can be problematic in the community. And when that happens, there is community pressure on regulators to do something about it. And typically what regulators do is they go back to the existing regulatory frameworks they had in the real world and apply them to this new online environment. And it doesn't always work. And a good example of that is self-exclusion. Research indicates that if you do self-exclude, your overall expenditure will drop and those harms are less likely to happen to you. The problem if you're an online gambler is that you might have access to 50 or 100 or 150 different sites. And it's not practical for you, if you have a gambling problem, to go and self-exclude from all of those sites. And this is where Dataworks comes to the fore, because our centralized self-exclusion technology essentially allows you to self-exclude once, and the minute that you do from one operator, you're excluded from all operators for the period of time that you determine.
Problem gamblers are amongst the most vulnerable in our community, and so what we've managed to do with our organisation is point our very unique technology at a socially good cause, which is really saving some of the most fragile people in the community.
I've been in the gaming industry for the best part of 30 years. Centralised self-exclusion is critical because it takes self-exclusion to the next level.
So in Australia, we have over 140 operators. But today, with centralised, you go to one place and every operator has to check the single register, and therefore it's a one-stop shop.
We're proud to partner with the Australian Communications and Media Authority to deliver BetStop, the National Self-Exclusion Register. BetStop is an award-winning, industry-first solution that sets the national standard for responsible gaming technology.
The use case that we have is that we need to make sure that those people that have decided that for whatever reason they want to self-exclude for a period of time, that those people are protected.
Security is absolutely key. The player needs to know that his or her data is protected. It's important for the industry, and from the regulator's perspective, is absolutely critical.
The first thing is we need to be able to verify every new user that wants to register on any site hasn't already self-excluded. Every player login, whether that player has self-excluded or not, is validated against that centralized list. And we need to make sure that the operators, when they run their marketing campaigns to drive their own commercial growth, that they can safely do so and they're not going to be marketing to vulnerable individuals that are on the list. So what that means is that this centralized system needs to be able to handle immense load. Every login, every marketing campaign in a way that the player doesn't even know that it's happening. So our algorithm, the technology that we have, is capable of delivering to that load. We have millions and millions and millions of transactions per day. And since we launched, we've performed 25 billion checks against an SLA of 100 milliseconds. That SLA of 100 milliseconds, we average about 5 milliseconds. And in fact, in times of peak load, such as during the Melbourne Cup, the response time of the system went from 2.7 to 2.5 milliseconds. It actually gets better with the more load that comes onto it.
So RegTech platform is a pure cloud solution. We deploy our solution into the AWS cloud environment. It's a very complex and multiple moving parts to the system. And by doing it all in the cloud, it means that we don't have to worry about the infrastructure. We can auto-scale, that is, if there's more traffic to the system automatically beefs up the resources as well as lower the resources when we don't have the amount of traffic. So it's also a very sustainable solution. The system is able to perform at a very, very high speed and have very little impact on the user experience. Over the last 18 months, we've onboarded 170 plus operators, of which around 140 are still active today. Operators are always concerned about delays within the user experience. So if they have to connect to something outside of their system, that potentially has the delay. But our platform is such a high-performing platform that the delays are not visible at all. So we respond to the operator's request with a mean average time of 2.3 milliseconds. So that's barely noticeable by anybody's standard. So over the last 20 months we've been operating in production, we've done over 25 billion checks. We peaked at around 70 million checks a day, and today we do around 27 to 30 million checks a day. So we also have had an uptime of 100%. So we have never been down. Our solution is able to be upgraded, and we upgrade every 3 to 4 weeks, and we can upgrade with zero downtime and zero impact to the end user, which means that somebody could be on the system, registering halfway through, we can do an upgrade during business hours and have confidence that that registration will go through and complete without any interruptions to their process. So if there's any instance that potentially have a security problem, we can upgrade immediately and have no impact on the user.
What inspired me about DataWorks is there's just such a strong focus and a belief around protecting customers' data. So having a platform that really takes that seriously and is ingrained into the way everyone thinks about the solution is fundamental to having a successful privacy product. We're actually able to create some really intuitive user experiences using technology that actually intervene at the time of gambling and are able to help people through some difficult situations.
I'm really proud to be part of a team whose technology empowers organisations in the regulatory technology market to take transformational steps. We drive innovative solutions that help businesses and communities achieve meaningful outcomes, all while creating a positive social impact.
Being the operator of the leading self-exclusion systems on the planet, we believe we have the best people as well as the best technology. But the people are at the core of what we do, and we have the most expertise in-house to deliver the solution that's required for every jurisdiction globally.